What's going on, Tamers? It's your boys, the host of the greatest Digimon podcast in the world, the DigiPod, the digital podcast. It is Gino to my left, right? I'm not sure which way we're at it. I think he's to my right now. I think it's like permanent right? How are you?
I'm gonna go back in time and start this episode over so I can tell you to like, comment, and subscribe. Doing good, man. Doing good. And we are recording this a day after Thanksgiving, so got to eat a whole bunch of food. It is Black Friday, you're right. And my favorite thing about Thanksgiving is that you got so many leftovers. It's like Thanksgiving for a week. So
I know, right? It's the best part. How are you, Dan? Yeah, I'm doing great.
I'm getting there. This is my co-host, Dan.
Yeah, right. All jokes aside, though, Thanksgiving was great. Like, I don't know about how y'all's do, but like my family likes to have a lot of different meals since there's a lot of different cultures in my family. We got like one of each like main dish, so like it's not just your usual Thanksgiving. We got some Puerto Rican food, we got some Italian food, we got some Polish food, Greek food in my family. So it's a nice variety of things besides your standard Thanksgiving stuff. So it's always really cool.
See, the thing with Thanksgiving for me is I have basically a standard Thanksgiving meal, but it's like the only time of year I eat these foods. When else are you eating stuffing? When else are you eating like green bean casserole and like
never
all that stuff, like sweet potatoes? Like, I don't know. Mashed potatoes is like the only pass that you might have like outside of Thanksgiving.
The only thing, so like my mom will make a lasagna because she makes lasagna. So like, I guess twice a year she'll make it. Like sometimes we'll eat it randomly through the year, and it's like definitely Thanksgiving. Empanadas, we have those all the time, but this time we got mini ones. There's a Spanish name to it, but I won't say it. It's basically yellow rice and beans, and that's something we have not all the time, but enough where it's like maybe 3-4 times a year. So what else she makes? It's a Greek dish called spinach pie. So basically it's like a spinach mixed with feta cheese.
That sounds dope.
Like it's delicious. It's layered in phyllo dough. And that's something I get like once a year. It's delicious. And so that's one of those things that's like that. So I understand for sure. Turkey once a year. Ain't nobody eating turkey. Realistically, there's like 90% of that turkey in my fridge.
Well, come on, you guys have like turkey sandwiches and stuff sometimes, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's so honestly, that's the best part about the turkey. You make like turkey melt, basically, you know?
You make your own Wawa gobbler.
Yeah, exactly. It's that better with more flavor to it.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, I know who's been killing it in Kirby. Who's your main right now, real quick? I just remember that.
All right, guys. I regret to inform you that this is no longer a Digimon podcast. This is a Kirby podcast Air Riders podcast. All right, put your main in the comments right now. Okay, so this is actually, there's a nuanced answer. If I'm racing, it's Rick all the way. Big Rick fan.
Really? Rick!
He's fast as fuck. He's strong. And also, he's always been my favorite character since Kirby's Dream Land 2 when he came out. He's the GOAT. I love Rick. But if I'm playing City Trial, I like to play as Tyranza, the spider dude, because
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because his special has like heat seeking on it, so you can like kill people really easily with it. So I like to play as Tyranza a lot, and he also has, I don't know if you played with him at all yet, but when you boost dash, he can actually latch onto shit like Spider-Man style and pull himself to it. It's pretty cool.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, all the characters have like their own like little nuances to it, and
yeah, it's really cool.
I played the shit ton out of this game when I was a kid, the first one, so it's so fun to go back, and it's just like being a kid again. Who you play?
I feel like it's like Kirby Air Ride plus. Like, I'm a little annoyed that it took this long for us to get a second one, but like I'm so glad that it's still such a fun game and a fun experience. I haven't put as much time into it yet as you do, but man, King Dedede has been my go. I told you about the build real quick. King Dedede on the chariot feels like the best racer in the game. I haven't gotten everybody yet. I know there's a secret character that you told me about, which I haven't done yet, which I'm trying to get to. I've just been back and forth with that in Borderlands 4 right now.
Gotcha.
And City Trial has been fun as hell. The times I was playing it, but it sucks because you're based on stats. You can't do jack in the beginning. Like your turning is like a huge ass turn to just turn to somewhere and whatnot.
It's like that in the story mode too. The road trip mode. Like the first couple races, you're just slow as shit because you have to build your stats up, and it's like, come on. But
But yeah, no, I feel I've been in the races like King Dedede with the cherry, like because you get like perfect turning with it. You
the
don't
chariot
have
feels
any, like,
really nice.
Flying. Yeah, you have no flying in really that much, like maybe a little glide in it. But because King D is fast and heavy, your turns are just so much sharper. So a lot in regular races, there's so many of them to where you got like do sharp turns and stuff like that. So when you do your drift, it actually feels pretty strong. And then especially just get the giant hammer and you blast through everything. Fantastic.
No, the Rick special is great. Have you seen the Rick special? He ditches the bike and just runs. It's called Rip Roaring Rick. It's so funny.
No, I didn't get that yet.
It's just this hamster going crazy.
His special busted too. When he just flies by himself and he just slashes everything.
Meta Knight's rules. There's so many cool characters in the Kirby universe. Wheelie bike though, that's where it's at. Rick plus the wheelie bike. So?
Wheelie bike?
I've won so many races online just with the Rick wheelie bike combo. Really? It's just so fast. Not the scooter, the bike. Okay.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Nah, some of them suck. I feel like some of them are just like I get their idea, but man, it's just hard to use them.
For sure. Like I still can't wrap my head around like the tank star, like because it keeps going when you charge. So you have to like. I feel like in a race it's fine, but in City Trial it's a fucking nightmare because it's like I'm trying to turn around, stop moving. But damn,
the Formula Star too. Like you just get like crazy speed straight, but you try and turn, it's over. GG. Like
exactly.
Oh my god. But anyways, we're not here to talk about Kirby. We're here to talk about Digimon. Today's big topic is going to be Time Stranger review. But before that, as per usual, we got locals to talk about. Gino will talk about locals. I already talked about with the mic pod that you'll see that y'all saw last week, I should say at this point. So our locals the same. So I already talked about it. It's Gino's time now.
All right. I don't know what you said, but I did play you last. So round 1. So I was playing Apocalypse. I kept pulling Apocalypse out of my EX10 packs, and I'm like, I don't really want to play this deck, but it looks kind of fun. I watched Dan play it a few times. We did some fun matches, and I'm like, nah, this is kind of cool. I like how they go into security, and then you can play them all out, and they all gain rush. It's actually decently strong. And then, as I said on the last podcast I was on, I got my my rear end handed to me in Ulti Cup by a APOC player, and it was just like, man, all right, I have 3 APOCs. Let's throw this together and see how it goes. So I took APOC to locals, and spoiler, I won. You probably know this because I think Dan probably talked about it. I haven't yet seen. I haven't yet seen the mic pod, so I'm as blind as you would be if you were watching this right now. But anyway, so round 1, I played against Virus Imperial. Go ahead. What?
I'm gonna say I won. I mean, you lost by complete luck. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I'm kidding.
All right, so round 1, I played against Virus Imperial. This is one of me and Dan's buddies. He usually borrows a deck off of one of us and plays it for the night. And he decided to borrow Virus Imperial. And generally how this goes is he'll borrow a deck from me or Dan, and I'll play him round 1, which means he hasn't had time yet to learn the deck and know how to win with it. And so I'll take the W. And then he wins everything else for the rest of the night because I'll tell him, no, this is the combo. This is what you could have done, sort of thing. So basically he would go, that matchup's really rough because Virus Imperial says you can't play things by effects. That turns off Spiral Mountain. That actually turns off you playing the Masters from your hand for 6 because that is a main effect. It's a hand main effect. You're playing by effect. It's not just a play cost reduction. So it's a little annoying. So instead you either got to play him out for 11 or whatever. So, but what he would do is he'd do his big pop-off play, and then I would just slam puppet for 11 and bottom deck his shit. And then he doesn't get any recursion off of that, and he has to start over from nothing. The deck though, APOC, it's so fun, man. It's just a control deck.
Sure.
Your opponent plays something and you go, cool, Piedmon for 6, kill it. Cool, Puppetmon for 6, bottom deck it. Cool, Metal Siege for 6, stun your Tamers and your dude. Cool, Machine Dramon for 6, Digivolve 2 on your, I think, is it your whole board or is it like 2 Digimon? I don't know.
Digivolve 2 on 2 Digimon.
2 Digimon, yeah. Basically their whole board because you're controlling their board, right? But man, the deck is so fun. Honestly though, like 90% of the time you're not winning with APOC. You're winning just because you're playing a mega every turn. And if they're not dealing with it, you just keep doing chip damage. And if they delete them, guess what? They go into security and then you can Spiral Mountain and you get another chip damage for free next turn. I'm playing a very control heavy version, so I'm running 4 of the purple Karis just to slow down my opponent. Oh, you want to chip at my security? Well, I'm going to take memory back from you. I have Digimon Emperor to slow down rush stuff. I'm playing a Medieval, a Death X. I fit basically everything I could into this deck, and as a result, I'm very low on actual Dark Master traded cards, but it seemed to work well for me. So yeah, basically Virus Imperial would do his thing. I'd drop Puppetmon, bottom deck it, and then I would just chip away slowly. And the one game I almost lost, and I should have lost, because he didn't realize, I told him after the fact, he had Calling from Darkness in his hand, and he could have just grabbed back the Wormmon that he needed and then done the whole play. But he didn't realize that he didn't have that option available to him. So I took that one 2-0, I think. Yeah. Oh yeah, I have the thing right here. Yeah, I took it 2-0. And then next round I played against our, he's been on Poseidomon. And I put him in the worst situation. He was in a situation where he was only finding 5s and 3s. And so he would put a 3 in the back. I dropped 2 Digimon Emperors. He'd drop a 5, I'd play Medieval Gallantmon. And now he has a situation where if he raises, it's my turn. And if he doesn't raise and slams a 5, Medieval eats you. So he ended up scooping with like 1 security because there's just no way to play around that combo in his deck. And then game 2. Game 2. Game 2, he would do a thing, whatever. I remember at one point he gave himself blocker and reboot. And I'm just looking at my security like there's Piedmon there. And there's Spiral Mountain in the battle area, and I'm just like, you really want to give that blocker reboot? You really want him to reboot? And then Piedmon comes out and kills it. And that was one of those games where I had Spiral Mountain live almost every turn. Like I just kept drawing into it, which is awesome. That card is so good for the deck.
Fantastic.
Which is why you definitely got to
needed.
For sure. You definitely got to play some either Digimon Emperor or Hero's Dad so that you have a white source so you can stack more on the board if you really need to, if you really want to. But also not super important. As long as you have 1, you're usually good to go. Because that's basically 2 removals you're going to get a turn. The 1 from Spiral Mountain and whatever you play. Because it is basically a play 1 card a turn kind of deck until you get your big combo at the end.
A certain amount of resources on board where you can do 2 cards a combo.
Right, exactly. And then last round, I played against Dan, who was playing his weird brewed up control mother rowdy rocker CS make mother a blocker by putting Geo Gray under, then play Huckmon. So the problem is, since his egg is mother, he's never raising Digimon. And so Dan's answer every turn is, I'm going to hard play something. And then my answer is, here's Piedmon and kill it. And so there's not really much way for him to play around it. At one point, he had a whole huge board, and I'm like, cool, Death X for nothing. And then clean up the rest. It was a really cool deck that Dan threw together. I'm sure he talked all about it last week, so I won't go on. But basically, it's a terrible matchup into other control decks, especially mine, because he just hard play something, and I'm like, cool, here's Piedmon. Bye. Like,
or the times that you saw the Medieval, it was just like, this is locked out for me.
Yeah, Medieval just completely locks you out because all you do is hard play things. You don't raise them. So, rough matchup for you. Easy W for me. That was APOC. That was my APOC run at locals. Super fun. I love it. I have some ideas for it. That new Warumanzimon?
I was literally about to talk about it.
Yo.
So at this point of recording, they just released the first 2026 tournament packs, which includes Dark Master support in the card name Warumanzimon. I'm gonna read the effect for chat, so you got
so good
listeners, whatever you want to call it. Warumanzimon, Ultimate Virus Puppet, yada yada yada. He is a blocker on body. On play, you may play one Dark Master's trade Digimon card from your hand without paying the cost. Fantastic. Which means, let me finish this before I continue.
Yeah.
The Digimon this effect played can't Digivolve, unfortunate, and is deleted at turn end. They really want us to not play the OmniZoo version. Like the new version, the new stuff is just so anti-Omnizord. Which sucks, but it is what it is. But it's good stuff, so at least. And then on deletion, you may play one face-up a Dark Master Trade Digimon card from your security stack without paying the cost. At the end of your turn, delete the Digimon this effect played. So what that means is they heard your boy Dan talking about this is what we need for the deck. This is exactly what this was. This is 100% Bandai listening to the pod and was like, yo, this guy might be on something. This might be good for this deck. Unfortunately, it's an on deletion effect to play it out, but at least it's something. You're a blocker, so you have a chance to like kill yourself or whatever and whatnot. It's only it's 6k.
Yeah, it's another DP. 6k 6 drop.
And then it does have an inheritable that I just kind of glossed over. It has where is it? Blocker inherited. So that means you can evo if you decide to run the old what's it called? The old Dark Masters as well. You have a chance to have your like Machinimon evo over it, I guess, which is like you could if you need to, you know.
More importantly, it sets up your ace for blocker, because right now the best ace is either a puppet ace or Darktra ace.
Ace, yep.
And so now you can, with Darktra, that's really good because you can de-digivolve their main stack, pop their little guys, and then block.
Yeah, for sure. This card is fantastic. It's going to be a 4 for sure once it comes out.
For sure.
Downside right now, I think, not downside. It is. Yeah, it is a 6 cost, so you're going to have to obviously drop it for 6, just like your other low 5s. But in this deck, kind of like what you're expected to do at this point, right?
Right.
Just gives you another way to have more bodies without having to like sacrifice bodies, if that makes sense, right? Like if let's say your turn 1 is, right, you play your 5. Usually what you want to do is you want to kill the 5 to place your Dark Master security in raising. At least now you can go play this out, play another Dark Master, play a Dark Master, and then that Dark Master set up on your security right. And now you're ready to try and you're getting your stuff faster. And then you get to keep your ace potential play going and stuff. It does a lot for the deck. I'm excited to get my hands on it for sure.
You get to play 2 cards for the price of playing 1 card.
Exactly. That's what matters at the end of the day. Yeah. And especially like combination, you can go play this next turn, play one of the low 5 searchers, kill that, get a Dark Master in security. I mean, in raising, and get one security too. Oh my god! Oh no, you play one out. My fault. You may play one trade Digimon card from your security stack while paying the cost, and at the end of the turn. So you delete. Let's say it's Piedmon. You get Piedmon out. Delete something on your opponent's board, and then you just go right back into security. It's like a hide and seek.
It's basically Spiral Mountain on command.
Yep. Which is pretty good. So 8 Spiral Mountains now. You think about it in that aspect. So it's pretty good. Yeah, I'm just excited for that. I'm also excited for Betamon X, but that's a conversation for another day.
Me too, dude. You know how I feel about the fish.
Yes, sir. I was just making a deck profile for fishes as well. That's gonna be dropping soon. So
I've been in the lab, mad scientisting, in an OTK Valkyremon fish deck. You got to see that when that comes out.
Valk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, there's blue red, the LM version, right?
Yep.
You gotta show me. Are you playing that this locals coming up?
Maybe. We got a couple days yet, so I could throw it together. But the idea is, it's got Sec +1. So you play Huang Kun out. You swing, it gives itself security, or Huang Kun, play a 3. It gives itself security +1. You do 2 checks, unsuspend 2 checks, and then you just Omni-X for game, sort of thing. So,
gotcha.
We'll see. The big problem is making it so that your opponent doesn't have anything on the board, because the requirement is bottom deck and 8K, and if you don't, then you gain Sec +1. So right now I've got some Invisimons in there to deal with the first stack, and then go into Sylphie and Blitz if you get the unsuspend. So it's fun. I've been playing around with it. I've been trying to make Valkyremon work, because I think he's such a clean design. I think it's a really cool Digimon.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah. So
very cool.
Anytime I can try and make that card work, I do. So.
Hey, we about to have a TS Valk deck, and that's about to be busted, it seems like.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm excited for that. Saw that Sylphie.
Finally, a DNA that's not, Davis and Ken that's doing well.
Here's the thing, though.
I guess Shakumon counts.
When I saw Sylphimon, the requirements are like 1 green and then 1 yellow or red. And I'm like, oh no, Hoodiemon's gonna use this.
Possibly, yeah.
That's just another DNA for Hoodiemonn, and now they get to do 2 checks.
No, it's not what we need, right? It's not what we need.
Exactly.
Oh man. Speaking of that Time Stranger, based off the game, we are talking about Digimon Story Time Stranger. As a review, we're going to review about the graphics, audio, gameplay, everything, story, and it should be a good pod. This is why we wanted this as a separate pod, and where it's not too much, because we think it's going to be a lot of conversation, because this game has a lot to it, and I'm excited to break it down, review it for y'all. Editor, put up the spoilers, tell them to know that if they don't want to listen to Time Stranger, we got timestamps for them, especially for the story when we get into the story part. But anyways, first off, let's talk about the gameplay. What we think about Time Stranger as a game.
Well, it's the best one. At least definitely as far as story games go. They streamlined so much stuff from Hacker's Memory and Cyber Sleuth, and it's just it's so good. I love that they added in the old thing that some games do, where if you're strong enough to beat an enemy in a single fight or in a single move, the battle just ends for you and you get all the experience and the gold.
You talking about like the outside battle when you attack something. Yeah, yep. Correct. Yep.
Yeah, the digi attack thing. That's great. The only thing that they failed on is the digifarm. I don't know why they did not let us digivolve in the digifarm. Like, there's no way to see your possible evolutions, but we'll save it for the full gameplay section. But what do you think, Dan? Do you think this is the best Digimon game?
I think when it comes down to a story game wise, this is the best gameplay Digimon game we've ever had. I think in general, this is the best, the best Digimon game ever, because they took all the good things from all the old story games and fleshed them out and made it just better. I think the take turn, the actual battle aspect is a lot more in depth, I think, with choosing your attacks, where you based on the weaknesses and stuff. And it's not just type differences. It's if they're weak against water, that affects them, besides their type of, vaccine beats virus beats data, and data beats vaccine. And that's pretty good. They added obviously the hybrid, the other stuff. So they added hybrids, they added Digitama is a type, I guess, right? I believe it was.
Yeah, there's like 4 different types that all are basically the same thing, between hybrid, free type, unknown type.
Free, that's what it was.
And the babies.
Was the 4th one, right?
I think the babies is the 4th one.
What was the first 3 you said?
Hybrid, free, unknown, babies.
Unknown. That's what it was. I was trying to think of. Yeah. So it adds a lot to it. They added a lot more attacks as well, I believe. It feels like than the previous games. So it gives you a variety. I think the cool thing about it that this is like low key slept on mechanic they added was that when you learn your attacks, they're not just for your one Digimon. It's for all Digimon. So like you can unequip them and then equip it to someone else as well, which I thought was pretty cool. That's something that was not like that previously. So whatever that one Digimon learned, then those attacks were just on theirs and not for the whole team basically.
Right.
I think they also balanced it out a lot better than 2, because previously me and Gino joked about this all the time. Just get Digimon that had defense penetrating and call it a day. In this, they don't have that anymore. There's no defense penetrating. There's no triple defense penetrating attacks or whatever, or INT penetrating. So I think it gives a lot more value to those other Digimon that didn't have those attacks, as in like the previous games, and it gives you better all around feeling too.
For sure. And the thing is with the way that they did this, and some people don't like this, some people do. I think most people do like this, but it is possible to get every Digimon, no matter what the stage, baby, rookie, whatever, to 9,999 stats. You can max out anybody. They made that, and some people don't like that, some people do, but it's basically like, hey, if you wanna play the whole game with just Vmon because that's your boy, you can do that. You can train him up. It's gonna be a little harder for you at first because, you're not gonna have. You got to train him up first of all, and then you're also not going to have the very strong signature moves, because every Digimon has one, or most Megas have 2 signature moves that are usually very strong and cover a bunch of things that you couldn't equip on your dudes. The comparison to Pokemon is inevitable, right? But the way that they did the moves, it's like you were saying, you can take them off and put them on someone else. It's like having a TM. Instead of learning a move, you basically learn the TM and you can take it off and put it on whoever you want, which is really cool. I remember early in the game, I got myself a Ryutamon because I was goofing around with evolutions, and like real early he learned acceleration boost, and I'm like, this is so good. I can put acceleration boost on whatever dude's the fastest, have him XL boost my next strongest guy, and then Monodramon's gonna come in for big damage. Like, so fun. The battle system, like Dan said, you can get up to 3 times or sometimes even 4.5 times damage, depending on special moves and stuff. And I actually I played the game on balanced. Okay, I'm caught. I played on the default difficulty, whatever. But I still found some of those fights to be kind of challenging, to a point.
Yeah.
I think some of the boss fights were, reasonable challenges, as opposed to just like, oh, it's Pokemon. You're the fire gym leader. I have all the water guys. I'm gonna steamroll it. Whereas this, it doesn't really matter, because they're gonna set up for their big move, and if you can't interrupt their big move, boy, you better block and you better have crackback. One thing you didn't talk about in the battle system that I really think needs to be touched on is items. In most RPGs, items take your turn. You use an item, that's what that character does for a turn. In this, they said you can use items and it doesn't count as your turn, but you only get 1 per turn. So basically, every Digimon on your team, you get 1 item and 1 attack, or guard, or whatever. And switching is free too. In Pokemon, I know if you play, you can send
Pokemon,
it to
item takes a turn.
Item takes a turn. Switching takes a turn. But not Digimon. Digimon will let you switch whenever you want, which is nice. The only thing, if we're gonna talk about battles and gameplay and stuff, the only thing that kind of was like, by the end of the game, I no longer needed to use any skills other than attack reflect and magic reflect, because they made those skills so powerful. If there was anything that I felt like, my guys are kind of weak, I don't feel like I could do this, I'm just gonna attack reflect every turn. Attack reflect.
Yeah, that makes
magic reflect.
just more crap, because it's both, I think, right?
So it was great because by the end of the game, One of your Agiomon forms has an attack reflect, and you can go Jessmon, who has an attack reflect, and then you can also
saying, Jessmon's attack was it
White Geist.
White Geist. Isn't it like both attack and magic reflect?
Yeah, I think it reflects everything.
Yeah.
But it's not as strong as attack reflect, because the thing with attack reflect and magic reflect is that it does the same damage back. So if your opponent buffs up and goes for a big swing and you just attack reflect it, you usually one-shot them because they're doing like 10,000 damage to themselves. Like,
so that's a good thing. So like, I know we talked about it and like, Dan, it kind of, they just hard carry. I never used it myself in the regular, but I'm sure I didn't play Mega Plus yet.
Me either.
I played on hard. I played the hard mode. I didn't play Mega Plus because I didn't feel like doing the grind just yet. Unfortunately, spoiler alert. We'll talk about, I guess, that in a bit, the New Game Plus stuff. But Mega Plus, I bet that was super important to have because they are just so much stronger than like you. So having those type of things is probably very beneficial to have.
Yeah, I read up on some stuff on people who had played through Mega Plus, and it seems like it's almost a necessity to have your team max stats.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like...
Oh, 100%. You need to have everything at 9999 for everything. Your whole team of 6, your main 6, I should say. Sounds like you need to have a healer. You need to have certain passive skills as well that will help you fight them. Especially the one that says like, things like when you heal, you go past max HP or whatever it is.
Yeah, you can go double like max, so you can get up to like 19,000 HP or something.
Yeah, so that seemed like it was very important skill to have. Besides your main attackers having attack magic reflect and your specific healers as well. From mine, and I heard APOC is actually buzzing in this version because APOC does a quarter HP every time. So being able to have, something with 100,000 HP and you do 25,000, that's actually quite, that matters after a while,
And I was looking at, I saw this on one of the Digimon subreddits I'm in, but someone was talking about how great Phantommon was in Hacker's Memory because it does a flat 10% damage as its special ability.
Yeah,
and so when you're fighting things that have hundreds of thousands of HP, all of a sudden 10% is a lot of damage.
It adds up real quick, yeah.
For sure.
The one thing that you hit on that I want to talk more about it is I love that the boss battles all feel different and they all give you this like sense of, man, I'm really in the grind. I'm in the mud fighting a boss battle here. And that's what I love the feeling about it because it makes you realize like, oh, all right, I might not be leveled up enough for this. I might need to go some training. It's not like where, no shade to Pokemon battles, especially in today's games, are not their boss battles, which is usually the gym battles and whatnot, never felt like this is a real boss battle I gotta go struggle with nowadays, I don't know if you play any recent ones. The last one I played was Scarlet and Violet. I think that was the one whatever the ones that was on the Switch. I played them one time and that was it. And I never felt like the game struggled. I never felt the struggle. I never felt like, all right, this is hard. I gotta go train. Never felt that. But in this one, even with getting, spoiler for anyone who doesn't know, you can go buy the dungeons, the outer dungeons to gain is XP dungeon, it's a gold dungeon, and it's a materials dungeon. And you can grind those out. And so like I didn't go like extremes to the end where like in the beginning I went like, I'm gonna go farm everything and then just run through the game. I went through depending on what I needed at that moment. And so I definitely felt like sometimes I needed, especially versus like we'll talk about it more, but the guy with the with all the tools, I forget his name.
Volcanus.
Volcanus. Oh my god, that boss fight was something else. That was different. That was a level jump, I felt like, from the rest of them early on.
He was tough.
And the cool thing about it, especially once you get to the digital world, the first couple are like, they're boss fights. Yeah, you fight Raremon. Oh, that was kind of hard. And then you fight whatever you fight, Titanmon. You're like, damn, I don't know if I'm supposed to beat this or not, or am I supposed to lose? But when you get to like Paramon and you start getting to like the Titan fights that are like in the digital world, they all feel different and they feel so hard in comparison to like everything else you've been fighting. That it's really cool that the turn up of each one. It feels like, you know.
I'll never forget. It's funny. I'll say I'll never forget. I don't remember who the guy is, but I'll never forget the feeling of the second fight I went into, where the dude had attack reflect on by default, and I was like, they taught me one time, like 2 hours ago, that I should keep magic attacks on. And at the time, my whole team was just like regular strength attackers.
Physical. Yeah.
And I get to this guy and I'm like, I am so fucked. Like, I'm not doing like any damage. Like 90% of my skills are all attack skills instead of magic skills, or physical skills instead of magic skills. And it's just like, man, I need to leave and readjust my squad because I'm getting cooked. And then it becomes like, I don't know, it makes you think, makes you have to strategize and plan. And I will. So you're going to look at Digimon, assuming you don't know anything about Digimon. I don't know how you got into this podcast, but welcome. But like, you're going to be like, oh, this is Pokemon. But I think that's wrong. I think that, and I've said this a couple times now, and every time I say it, it like makes it like make even more sense for me. But these Digimon games, especially this latest one, Time Stranger, it feels closer to a Persona or a Shin Megami Tensei game. It feels like yes, it's a monster raising game, but like it's not just type advantage. There's, buffs are so important, which is like a huge thing in Shin Megami Tensei games and Persona games. Like buffs are so important, and debuffs and stuff like that. And this game just, I don't know, it tickles the strategy itch. It's not just, I'm gonna throw fire attack at the grass guile. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And that's why Digimon games have always had that strategy element to it, right? Like even the old CS games, Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory, you still even had that. Again, yes, you could have got the defense penetrating, but when you don't have those, you still have to strategize on how to fight your bosses, fight the enemies and stuff like that. Even in the world games, you had a strategy that you had to do as well. There was some type of advantages as well, but you had to figure out a different strategy where like, all right, I need to have such and such attack that was like stronger or weaker, or like a physical and a magic attack as well, and something that was like a buff for you, like because you were limited to like 3 attacks on your Digimon, so you kind of had to balance them out. It wasn't just like unga bunga, punch and call it a day. You couldn't even do that in those games, and those were a lot older and in a different style game as well.
In general,
which I love.
Digimon games are not that hard. Okay, but I think Time Stranger was the first Digimon game I played at default difficulty. That felt like, oh, this is asking something of me as a player. Like I need to strategize and think through this fight, as opposed to
Digimon World 3 wasn't hard.
Digimon World 3
different.
Digimon World 3 is different. Digimon World 3 is a grind.
You have to grind for that.
Okay,
Yeah.
Like I like a game that's perfectly balanced where I feel like I don't have to grind or not grind too much.
Right.
And Time Stranger I think was perfect for me, because the only grinding I did is whenever I went through a dungeon or an area, I was making sure I kill everything. I was, I was just bodying everything, and I didn't have to do much, if any, grinding. But as a result, some of those fights were a lot harder on me that I could have. Oh, if I had grinded, maybe, a couple more fights, this would have been a lot easier. But as a result, I have to think around this fight instead of just brute force it. And I like that. Right, whereas I feel like Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory, I think those games are really easy. Like, they're good games. They're fun games. The only thing that's hard about the game is the post-game stuff, like the Demon Lords and stuff like that. Like, that shit, that's hard. That's strategy, but that's like super boss stuff. Like, the regular game, you're probably just going to walk through. I don't think that's necessarily the case with Time Stranger. I think you're going to lose a fight or two in Time Stranger. Like, in Hacker's Memory and Cyber Sleuth and even the DS story games, you're just going to walk through everything. You really are. But this game might actually throw a challenge at you, and I like that. I like that it feels good. Feels good.
And on top of that, oh no, I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say
something about difficulty.
Yeah, I don't know. Wait. Difficulty. Something about difficulty. Oh yes, I know what it was. This game makes you have to forcibly use your resources when it comes to leveling up as well, because you cannot just, if you just stay in one, if you stay in an area and grind and fight Digimon, you're going to take a long time to level up. So like those other aspects that you didn't use in like the other games for like CS and like Hacker's Memory, where, you know, that one you could just, the old ones you could just, especially if you're on the Switch, you just put your Digimon on the farm, call it a day, and level up in that way. And the other resources in that, like absorbing your Digimon to gain levels like that, you didn't care about that because you didn't need to do that. In this version, especially early game, and if you don't have access to those dungeons like I mentioned before, you need to like acquire Digimon. You got grinded out, acquire Digimon, and then use like, I forget what the abilities called, whatever it is, to absorb the data of Digimon you're not using and use that to level yourself up, because it's hard to just level up by yourself. That was something that I noticed as well. It's like they want you to use those things. Use the Digifarm as well in the way it was supposed to be used in leveling up your stats and stuff. And you gain some evolution, some XP, because you get the same XP that's in your Digimon that's in the box versus you know, in battle. You still gain some XP, I should say.
Yeah, for sure. I just to be completely clear, I did beat the game on balanced difficulty, but I did everything. Okay, I did all the side quests. I beat the Olympus 12 at the end of the game. I got every single Digimon in the field guide. Okay, I did it all. All I got to do is play it on Mega Plus. That's the only trophy I'm missing on my PS5 version. Okay,
same.
But
I did it on the hard mode instead.
Right. But yeah, man, the gameplay, it's aces. I think they really nailed it.
For gameplay for a JRPG, I would say it's at least like a 9 or a 10 out of 10 for sure. I think the gameplay is that phenomenal for a game like that. And the one thing about it, I'll talk about it now before we get into the other stuff. I think this is the perfect game for a beginner and someone who is experienced in Digimon. Someone who doesn't know anything about Digimon can go into this game and they teach you everything you need to know about the lore of Digimon. It teaches you about how Digimon fights are supposed to be handled really well. Like the tutorial stuff that they have for the game, I think is phenomenal. And that's something that the older games lack, because the older games are very old school in the sense where it's like, figure it out yourself, buddy.
Digimon World 2, Digimon World 3, those games gonna beat your ass.
yeah. And even like the CS stuff, the CS ones like didn't have much when it comes to tutorial wise. They just tells you the basics of everything and called it a day. And so that's what's good about this. And then like someone who's experienced, they already know how this is done. It gives you, you know, those hard fights or whatever. It gives you everything that you like that's in Digimon. And the fact that there's 450 plus Digimon to record. I think it was 451 prior to the DLC, I think it was. Well, new DLC, I should say. And I think that's phenomenal for someone who like me and like Gino, who love filling out those field guides for all Digimon and get all of them. It's phenomenal. We love seeing all those Digimon. They could have added some more that I'm surprised they didn't add, but maybe they will be DLC like other hybrids. Spoiler, there's only 3 hybrids technically in the game, and they didn't add the others, which I was quite surprised. And I
was surprised we didn't see Pulsemon or Gammamon, which have been
that too,
major like
they were technically yeah, and technically Harrismon was a mascot too when you play, because Harrismon was a mascot for you know, the mobile games and whatnot. Surprised I didn't see any ghost games.
No ghost game Digimon.
Which is surprising too. Maybe they're using them as DLC. We don't have no confirmation future DLC. We just have what's coming out, which is cool. This is what I was surprised about, was they didn't have all those Omnimons, and we see why now, because we'll talk about it probably towards the end. But they have DLC coming out that has all basically the rest of the Omnimons that aren't in the game currently, with some other stuff, which is pretty cool. Is there anything else we're missing about gameplay that I'm thinking of?
It was cool to have the DigiRide feature.
Yes, DigiRide. That was such a cool feature. Overhyped, I think. Once
Yeah.
you play, you're just like,
Okay.
alright.
It just gets me
Like,
through places faster.
yeah. Especially you have the run feature, so it's like you run just almost as fast as some of the Digimon. Like if you're on some of the slower Digimon, you're just like, this is terrible to run on.
No,
But I
listen.
think it's a cool.
Listen. Get Groundramon. Go get yourself a Groundramon and Digiride him. That shit looks
Yeah.
uncomfortable as fuck, dude.
Oh
You're like
my
right on the
God, yeah.
spine.
Yeah. It's the same thing with the like if you ride Inframon, it looks so like weird because you're like in between the horns too. Just like Jesus, that looks terrible.
I like how like 90% of the Digiride Digimon are just carrying you in your hand.
Yeah.
In their hand. Like,
yeah.
This is my tamer.
Yeah, basically. There are some cool ones. Like obviously you can ride Beelzemon's bike. That one's fast. I don't know if you've been in that. You can move around pretty fast in that one. Who else? You ride around some others. I thought there would be some other cool ones. I was just surprised they didn't add them, but it is what it is. What's weird about them, my only like down thing about it is that some really big Digimon is like they're shrunk to fit and they look weird. Like the Blipbots look so weird to me because they're like a miniature size version for them. And then you go in battle and you see like this thing is giant, you know?
At
or
one
you see
point-
the one that you ride.
Yeah, at one point I had Master Blimpmon in my team that I was Digiriding next to the actual Master Blimpmon from the story. And,
And
it's
it
just
looks
like,
so stupid, right? It's just like, why
never
do you
talk
look like
to me
this?
or my son ever again.
Right, it's so funny. It was just hilarious the way it looked. But yeah, the DigiRide was a cool feature. I think it's something that could be improved on maybe in the future for maybe like I think what it could have done. I thought based on trailers that we were gonna have to DigiRide for certain areas. That's what it looked like it was with the Pegasusmon. Come to find out, it's just a cutscene that Pegasusmon you need to ride a Pegasusmon.
It's just a quick
to
travel,
get to
yeah.
the point. Yeah, exactly. It's not necessarily needed as well. So I'm hoping if we get another one, maybe in the future, who knows when that will be, the way Digimon games and Bandai are. The DigiRide is more not just a feature that you can use, but like more ingrained to the gameplay where you can't go through this muddy area without a Digimon that can like swim or something. I don't know. I think that'd be a cool idea if they add.
Like an HM from Pokemon, basically. Oh, you need an aquatic Digimon to surf across here. You need a flying Digimon to get across this way. And they almost did it. But
didn't.
But it's like, oh, this is a Submarimon area, so Submarimon's gonna take you. Oh, this is a Palmon area, so Palmon's gonna take you. And like, they almost got it right because there are sections in the game where it's like, oh, you need a fire attack to open this path. Oh, you need an electric attack to open this path. But they do that like 2-3 times in the game and then kind of forget about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know exactly the electric part is when the door in the underground tunnel area.
Near the very beginning of the game.
Yeah, I did on accident just because I had a Kabuteru or Tentomon in my party. But if you didn't catch one of those, you were kind of like SOL. You had to go find something with an electric attack real quick.
My dumbass put my Tentomon in the farm, and I had to walk my ass all the way back to the in-between theater to go get him out.
All right. Speaking probably the last point on gameplay, the Digifarm. The Digifarm was so, you mentioned it before.
It's not good. It's not good. I mean, it makes sense. I understand what it's there for.
It's an upgrade and a downgrade from the original, in my opinion.
With so many quality of life features that they put in this game, to take it away from the Digifarm felt so strange. Like in Hacker's Memory and Cyber Sleuth, you can Digivolve right from the farm. You can check all your stats and your requirements, so you can easily swap things. In this one, it's like a whole thing, dude. You got to go back to the in-between theater. If you want to check a Digivolution requirement, you have to pull them out of the Digifarm, check on them in your normal menu, in the Digivolve menu. There's like 4 different menus. The menuing in this game, not great. I'll just say it, it's not great. You have a Digivolve menu, you have a Convert menu, you have a Setup menu. Like, I feel like you could have wrapped all of these into a cleaner sort of interface on top of really just the cardinal sin is the farm. Like, just let me Digivolve in the farm. At the end of the game, when you're trying to field out the field guide, all you're doing is, all right, Ray, he's I don't know, Savior Huckmon's attack stat. Is he high enough to go into Jessmon? I don't know. Gotta pull him out, check the stat in my party. Nope. Okay. Put him back in the farm, sit through the loading screen to get back into the farm, put him on the equipment that gives him training for it, then leave. It's just, it's not streamlined very well, but all in all, it is a very minor flaw for a very good game.
Yeah, agreed. It's such a pain. Such a pain. I remember talking about it early on because before Gino got into it, and you were probably just like, that just seems like, that doesn't seem like a real complaint, but you're like, but you didn't get into it like where you're grinding out the Digimon. It's just like, once you saw it for yourself, you understood the struggle of it because it was so dumb. Like, why can't you just not check your stats for? Like, it's such a weird. You can check your regular stats. You can't check your evolution stats, which is so weird. That's like legit my only gripe of the gameplay. Like, if you were to grade it, like I said, I mentioned before, 9 out of 10. If that was your point off because it's 9 out of 10, that's the reason. Because the Digifarm is so stupid, and I hope maybe they'll add some type of update to the game where you're allowed to check features. I feel like
it would be a simple patch.
I feel like it would be too, but I don't know stuff like that and the details of, you know, the computer science aspect of it. I forget what's called, the coding. There we go. So sure. I don't know how that goes for it, but maybe. But yeah. Next thing to talk about, graphics. What do you think about the graphics of this game? We
could wrap graphics and sound together because they're small parts, but they kind of create the bigger picture, right? Holy shit, this game is beautiful. It is so nice to look at. The Digimon all look so good. The environments are so cool and unique. We've never seen the Digital World Iliad. We've heard it talked about, but this is the first time we've actually seen it like from a Digimon lore standpoint. And it's fucking sick. It's very similar.
Yeah.
It's similar, I thought, to, I talked about this on
like Frontier.
One pod. Like Frontier, right. Whereas you have Locomon and you're traveling from station to station, at least in the early part of the game. The underwater area, holy shit, that shit is beautiful. And there's so many Digimon just living their life, doing their thing. Like, you can walk around Central Town and see all the Digimon just doing their own thing, and it's so cool, man. The visuals in this game, A+, definitely A+.
Yeah, it is. And it's really cool because it makes each area very lively. It gives it its own feel. So like, you're in the Digitown, and it's really cool seeing all the Digimon interact with their own little spaces. Like, it's not like the most like craziest thing, but it's like, you know, you see the Digimon in the shops or whatever. You see, you know, the Digimon running around. You see Zudomon hammering down on whatever he's working on or something like that. You see all these other Digimon in their own like little environments, and it's really cool to see. It gives it life, like I mentioned before. And then what's really cool is when, spoiler for later, when you go back 8 years later and everything's like destroyed, you see like how the world is, you know, sad and depressing because all the Digimon are like, you know, not in a good state of mind or whatever, and you know, now evil Digimon are running around and stuff like that, and change the mood. Like, the mood is completely changed when you're doing it, and you feel that mood when you're playing the game. I don't know about you, but I felt that. I was like, damn, this is so depressing.
This sucks.
Yeah, you know. Or, you know, when you're in the water area, where in the beginning it's vibrant, it's, you know, a beautiful ocean, and then the Titans come destroy it, and you're just like, damn, like, they did not just destroy my homie's lands like that, you know, like, it's crazy.
Little spoiler, at the end of the game, you're enabled the ability to time jump to any place you've been in the past.
Oh yeah.
And whenever you jump back to that water area when it's like post destroyed, it feels so bad, man, because it was lively. All the little Kamemons running around. You got Marina Angemon putting on a concert, like all this shit. And then you come back and it's just rubble. There's nobody left.
Yep.
Like,
there's smoke everywhere because they burned down the buildings, technically. Oh my god,
brutal.
It's so
it's
funny.
Brutal.
It's great. It's great.
There's something, and I said this about Hacker's Memory and Cyber Sleuth. I don't think I've said it on pod, but I've said it in the past to people. I'm gonna compare it again to Pokemon. and the laziness of Game Freak. Every single Digimon in this game has a unique attack animation, at least one.
Yes.
All the megas pretty much have 2. And a unique victory animation. And that's just like, that's so much. There's 450. Okay, I get it. Pokemon's got 1,000 now. Okay, sure. But like 451 unique victory animations, double that for attacks. Like, it's awesome.
Also,
and the shit looks so cool too. Like,
I don't know if it has, but I'm pretty sure Digimon has Pokemon and amount of Digimon. I could be wrong at this point.
I'm just talking about in game.
I know. Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure this is the game that has the most Digimon in it. Period.
Yes.
So, but dude, some of those animations, they go so hard. The first time I watched Shine Greymon pull Geogray Sword out of the ground, I was like, this is hype. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Definitely, which is pretty cool. My only complaint about the graphics is for those people who are like super 60 FPS or bust type people. Like, it doesn't run 60 FPS, and sometimes you can tell when it's a lot of things going on the screen at once, and you see like the backgrounds and they're like moving funny looking because it's not as smooth. Because at least for PS5 it runs on 30 FPS. I believe on like Steam it runs on 60 if I remember correctly. I read, so it's probably a lot smoother in certain aspects, like those parts where it's like super busy and whatnot. That's the only complaint I have when it comes to the graphics. I think this is like, graphically, this is the best they've ever done in any game, hands down, no problem. Like, there's so much more detail. Oh, there's one more other complaint I have. They made some Digimon look either like too skinny or like in such a weird way. So, example, Tuskmon looks so effing weird because Tuskmon is really like kind of like bulky and big, and they made him like really like this thin looking, I don't know what the hell to call it, but it doesn't look like a Tuskmon to me. And every time I see it, I'm just like, what did they do to the boy? Like,
you can tell that there's like that the character designers sort of took their own direction with some of the designs. I think Tyrannomon looks a little dumpy in this one. He just looks a little more bulbous and kind of wonky. But the main thing that you can take away is that, holy shit, this designer fucking loves muscles, dude. Every Digimon in this game is ripped, dude.
Yeah,
ripped.
Even regular Greymon. Regular Greymon is not the ripped version. Geogray is, but Greymon even has some muscles on him that he was a little slimmer. Like he didn't eat all his meat like in the past. Oh my god! But that's the same though. The Tuskmon. The Tuskmon is like the slender version. It's just so weird for him to look like that. I noticed that a few of them. I think Triceramon was like something similar like that. Like, it just looked off compared to like what the previous versions look like of it. But I think everything else, like their megas, perfect. Everything else, a lot of like I guess the main Digimon, though, the ones you want to really see, they all did like a really good job. But like the secondary characters are the ones that some of them were a little off, I think.
Yeah, I think just a little. The character designer just went their own direction with it. I mean, this is the best they've been able to model a Digimon in 3D at this point.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure.
It is what it is. I think overall, though, very, very cool. So many animations, so many attacks. I just looked at the screen like, that's so fucking sick. Like, you have. I forgot about to mention on the gameplay section, they have a speed up, so you can do times 1, times 2, times up to times 5.
I think it is.
Yep.
And like, when you do times 5, it skips the animations. And sometimes when I'm not grinding, I actually want to keep it at like a 2 or 3 because I want to see the animations because they're just so cool.
Same. It was only at the very end of the game when I was cleaning up some side story stuff was I speeding up. Every other time I watched it at like 1x speed because I just thought it was so fucking cool.
Like, to me, Millenniumon's attack is so cool. End of Time, I think it was called, or something like that.
Oh yeah,
such a cool attack. Something time or something like that.
Time Unlimited.
That's what it was. Time Unlimited. Hey, yo, we're still missing that as an attack in the game. Just saying. TCG. But
speaking of which, cool. And actually this ties into sound, which we'll go into. Remember how I said every single Digimon has a unique attack? They uniquely had them voice acted too.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. I played the whole game in Japanese. I don't know what you did.
I did English.
I played the whole game in Japanese with Japanese voice actors. So I'd be very interested to hear what you think of the dub. But obviously the Japanese was perfect. It was fantastic.
I didn't listen to the Japanese one because I'm not Japanese. It's just what it comes down to. If I have dub versus sub, I'm gonna take dub all day, every day, even if it's bad. But because I prefer to like listen and like watch instead of me reading and watching. Just my own thing. But like I watch anime and stuff, so I'm used to it. It's just preference. I thought the dub version was fantastic. All the voices weren't that bad at all. I thought a lot, even like the Digimon voices were pretty solid. Some of them were a little weird, like to me, just because we know Digimon. So if anyone went to the game not knowing what Biyomon used to sound like, and it wasn't a male, it was a female, you wouldn't even think twice about it. But as someone
it's a different Biyomon, Dan. It's a different Biyomon.
Exactly. I know. I'm just so used to seeing it, hearing Biyomon sound like, Sora's Biyomon. So, my only thing. But everyone's and their attack animation sounds were cool. Like I'm sure Japanese, like you got Baby Breath for Agumon, while the English got Pepper Breath.
Baby Flame, yeah.
Yeah, Baby Flame. Which is pretty cool. You hear Baby Flame or some shit like that.
Yep. Yes,
he
sir.
had the same attack in Digimon World 2. Digimon World 2's audio is ingrained in my brain. I swear to God, for the Digimon that I used to play a lot with in that game.
Same.
So I know the Japanese voices for some of their attacks.
The Wizardmon, the Thundercloud, Thundercloud.
Yes. I'm pretty sure. I bet he sounded exactly like that too.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah, of course. Oh my God. Yeah, I think the dub did a fantastic job too with the voices. Some of them are probably a little like unnecessarily like extra sounding maybe, but it's Digimon, so it's like you're kind of used to it, I think.
When I do my Mega Plus run, I'll probably switch voices over to English just to see.
A lot of cooler Digimon that have their own attacks, like Onimon sounds so badass. Millenniumon for me, Jessmon, like all those like megas and stuff, they all sounded like really cool, really badass. And the English for like the actual the people were pretty solid too. I think the only one that irked me after a while was just Inori, but that's just because like of what she said. I'm just like, all right, like we get it. You want to be stuck with Agumon for life? I got it, But I think everybody else is pretty solid. Like I can see those voice acting, and it feels like, sometimes you get voice acting in games, and you're just like, this feels lazy.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you felt that.
For sure.
I definitely felt like I've had games where I was just like, they didn't really put it all into it. It felt like whoever did the voiceovers, they did like they put it in, they put the oomph into it to make it sound good, and it doesn't sound bad in my opinion. You really felt what they were trying to convey as well.
Well, now I think it is time. Oh, sound. I guess. So we talked about voice acting, and I will talk about the music. I don't think the music is as strong as previous games.
Ooh, interesting. I thought it has solid music.
Don't get me wrong. I think it's still very good. The one theme, we keep going back to this area, but the water area, dude, that music is so good.
Fantastic.
The water area is like peak Time Stranger.
Yeah, it is.
But some of the rest of the music I felt was just okay for me, like compared to Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory. Like I feel like those tunes are like ingrained in my brain. Like I can hear like the Cyber Sleuth theme right away.
Oh yeah.
Like for Time Stranger, the only song that I can think of is the one we heard over and over again from the trailer, that one battle theme.
Yeah.
And it's like the rest of the music, other than that, like the water area, I don't remember much of it. It didn't stick in my head the way stuff in Cyber Sleuth did, or like Cyber Sleuth, I'll listen to on my own sometimes, like just as background music or something, because I think it sounds really good. Whereas with Time Stranger, the stuff didn't land for me as quite as much. I don't think it's bad. Don't get me wrong. I think it's still a good soundtrack, but I don't know if I'm gonna go out of my way to listen to a lot of it.
I got you. I thought it was good for the game, but that's a valid point. Like, I don't, maybe because it's newer and it's still fresh, I don't really like think about the music as much as like Cyber Sleuth, but maybe because I only played it the one time and it stuck with me just yet.
It might be one of those ones that you need to go back and when you play it again.
But I can understand that because, like, to me, quick example, backtrack real quick. I think Dot Hack, if you ever played the Dot Hack games, has one of the best soundtracks in all of gaming, in my opinion.
Good.
Like, I played it at one time and I was hooked. Like, when it comes to just the music, the sound, the ambiance of everything that goes around, I thought it was phenomenal. So yeah, I get that. I get that point when you're thinking about that like that.
Still good though. And I mean, if you really, really don't like Time Stranger music, guess what? You can go buy all of the music from all the other games and put them in instead. Because you can buy all of the music from the other games as DLC, and that you can change the music in the game. What that is? You can change the music.
That's what they were for.
Yep, you can. If you want to listen to Butterfly while you are in battle, you can do that. If you want to listen
I might need to go buy and do that.
Yeah, I know. I was tempted to buy the Cyber Sleuth stuff because that means Cyber Sleuth music is just so good. But yeah, you can actually edit all of the music. It's in the options somewhere. You probably have a bunch because you bought like the Super Duper edition. You probably already have access to them.
Probably, maybe. I don't know. I did not know that.
I'm broke as a joke, so I got the standard edition. I didn't even get no Aegiomon promo card.
I got 3 of them now because of that one.
But
beautiful card in person.
I think if you haven't beaten Time Stranger, now is your time. You may wish to check out if you don't want anything spoiled for you, because we're going to talk about the story of Time Stranger.
Better put another note of this is when spoilers are, so if they can't complain, we spoil the game. Spoiler alert. Call it a day. All right, where do we want to start? Just the start of the game. Is that what we want to do? Just
I can't believe Agumon killed Tai. That was crazy.
Right? I could not believe that. Imagine Metal Greymon just murdering Tai like that. That's just crazy times. Crazy times.
I saw it, man.
Yeah, this game hooks you in the story. I feel like this is probably, to me, is one of the strongest aspects of the game as well. Story just gets you hooked in the beginning. You find out who you are. You don't really know who you are just yet, but you get your character, yada yada yada. You're running around. Shit's already haywire because the Digimon from the digital world are invading, and you're like, all right, we gotta go figure this out. And then you finally catch a Digimon, go attack, and then you have this cool running. It's all in the trailer, so this part is not a spoiler, but you see in the demo getting chased by the Metal Greymon. That was such a cool aspect that they didn't touch again in the game. Like, there was no like extra, I don't know how it's called, like extra stuff that's on the outside, not just in your Digimon fights, I guess, if you want to say. Like, that was part of just running away from the Metal Greymon made you feel so like scared of it. It's like, yo, this thing's about to eat me.
That was cool. That was a really cool scene. And yeah, I don't think they ever do anything like that again.
Nah.
But oh man, it hooks you right away because it gives you kind of that in media res style of storytelling where shit has already happening and you got to figure it out right now. Exactly.
If you don't, you're SOL.
Exactly. And the story, I think, is good. I really enjoy a story where the setting feels like its own character. Okay. I love Final Fantasy VII because Midgar is a character. Okay. Midgar feels like it's its own thing. The digital world Iliad feels like its own character. And I love that. It feels like this world that is under extreme stress from these two factions, and you are thrust in the middle of it. And I really like Iliad. Interestingly enough, I thought the human world was very boring. Usually my my favorite part of Digimon games are when you get to go to the real world and see how things are affecting the real world. And it's not really until the end of the game that you really see just how bad things are, except for in the beginning. So you have the beginning, then the time skip, and then everything's fine. It's like, oh, you got 8 years. Like,
wait. We gotta explain the time skip.
Go ahead.
So what happens for anyone who doesn't know, right? You after the metal game part, you find out what Digimon are. You go through like this is like your tutorial aspect of the game, right? Teaching you like how to catch Digimon, how to do everything. Your name's either Dan, Yuki. Yes, my name.
Don. It's Japanese. It's Don.
No, not F that. This is Dan Yuki, and I am immortalized in Digimon now. Audience.
Well, that's funny. My character's name was Gino, so I don't know. That's weird.
No. Directly, there's this card coming out with Dan Yuki on the name. You're not taking this away from me. Anyways, or if you choose the female version, I don't remember her name.
Canon, Kanan.
There you go, Canon. So anyways, you run through yada yada yada. You see Omnimon because you fight the Metal Greymon, right? And Omnimon comes out of nowhere, saves you, helps you out. Comes to find out, this is the exact same Omnimon that's the Royal Knights version from the Yggdrasil world instead. Which is what's the Royal Knights version in Digital World called?
Isn't it
just Digital World? Not just Digi World.
That's a great question. Let's
look it up while we're doing it.
I'm gonna look this up real quick.
Anyways, so cool thing, boom, yada yada yada. So now you also meet this girl that you randomly supposedly know because she knows you. Her name is Inori. This is one of the main characters and whatnot. And you run through and she's like, yo, what's up? Like, yada, yada, yada. Like, she knows you and you're looking at her like, who the hell are you? Right? But you just keep kind of like running along with it to find out like what's going on. Ooh, we got Tapmon and Hackmon. We got new Appmon, Digimon. Sorry.
Focus, Dan. Focus.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I just checked. It says people are saying that it's literally just the digital world, whereas Homeros world is Iliad and Kunlun world is Shambhala.
Interesting. That's very interesting. So, anyways, so you move forward, and now you're about to get to this. I guess the main point of the story, this point of time where things are about to blow up, and because of the explosion, mind you see a giant robot that's about to kill everything.
That shit's so cool.
Really cool thing. I wonder if we're gonna get like a card out of it, like Eaters type of thing. I don't know. I doubt it.
We never actually fight that thing though, right?
No, we did. Did we? No. I know we don't because by the way the story is convoluted. You're right.
A little bit. So anyways, and then you see this giant fist out of nowhere from space time just comes in and punches him, and then whatever happens causes this giant explosion known as the Shinjuku Inferno.
Inferno. And because of that, it sends you back in time 8 years into the past. And that's what Gino was referring to when it comes to the time skip. It's not even like a time skip. It's a time
warp, I guess. I don't know.
Warp backwards. Like you time skip backwards. It's the most weirdest thing on how they describe it. But anyways, continue.
So yeah, okay. So you're launched back in time to 8 years. And basically your objective is to stop what you just saw happened. We have to stop the Shinjuku Inferno. We don't know why it's happening. The only thing we know is that it is tied to these digital life forms called Digimon. And so basically you end up chasing an egg that gets hatched and becomes an Elecmon. And you're chasing this around with your pal Inori, and you get wrapped
barely
up.
Know, but she welcomed you with open arms and into their house. And the dad's like, yeah, it's all good.
There's some wibbly wobbly timey-wimey stuff going on because your character looks familiar for some reason, and you should know her or she should know you, but neither of you really do. And so Sometimes some paradoxical things. It's going to happen in any time travel based story, right?
Yeah.
But you end up getting yourself unraveled in this battle in the digital world. There's basically a civil war in the digital world between Titans and the not Titans. And
I guess, yeah, because it's not like they have an actual name. It's just, yeah.
exactly.
The good guys versus the bad guys.
Right. It seems very simple, but then about halfway through, the game flips it on its head. And it tells you, actually, all these bad guys you were fighting, they were originally the good guys. Bad. Exactly. And it's really cool. Really cool twist. And it's a twist that they pull on you twice, I think, where it's like you're not really sure what side you're fighting against. But
the thing is, like, the good Digimon don't really know this. Like, I think that's a point to talk about. A lot of these Digimons don't know what the real past really is, and so they're all going by off of what they were told. And so what they were told was that there's good and bad Digimon. Titans are bad, and we need to make sure we stop them. And coming to find out, it was all a big ploy of, spoiler, the final boss, which is Chronosmon. He was really Chronos. He was really the reason why they made the hero and the villains, but they weren't really all villains. Elaborate that more on that.
The whole point of the game, okay, is it's all Chronomon's creation, and he's basically split into two halves. One half which is stuck, basically residing over time, and then the other half which becomes huge spoilers. If you've not clicked off yet and you haven't finished the game, now is the time to do so. You and Aegyeomon. So.
Right. Really just Aegyeomon.
Right. So you and Aegyeomon are essentially the same thing, split in half, and you're Jupitermon, right? But Aegyeomon, you guys both sort of learn to use your time powers because what Chronomon wants to do is to ultimately be destroyed so that he's no longer stuck in an infinite time of nothingness. And so by the end, you and Aegyeomon specifically, defeats him and takes his place. And it's really cool because the story pulls these twists on you over and over again, where it's like, the Titans are actually not evil. Titamon, who is like your main nemesis for like a good third, maybe 2/3 of the game, is actually not really your enemy. And he actually ends up being on your side for a little bit. And near the end of the game, when you're escaping Junomon's temple, it's like taken over by all the angels, and you get to see, what's the HM? Is it Hades mode? Junomon? What's the?
It's hysteric mode.
Hysteric mode. That shit's cool. Cool.
Yeah, it is. So also on that point about, you already went into the giant spoiler of the game. So the reason why you are created is because you guys are your main character. You're running through every world trying to I can't even say collect the Olympus 12s, but it's kind of like that. You're trying to like round up all the Olympus 12 Digimon. You know, if anybody knows what that group is, the Olympus 12 Digimon is basically the Royal Knights version of Iliad. So they're technically the protectors of the world, but as of currently in the game, no one is the Olympus 12. No one is a group. There's no name for that or anything.
This is kind of like the
how they're created as a group.
The origin story of the Olympus 12.
Yeah, it's kind of. I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but that's what it feels like. That's like they made this as the origin story for them, and you're going through. You're trying to help whatever the situation is in each spot. So they either like, what happens basically is something bad happens.
Yep.
And let's say they either die. So Neptunemon dies at one point because of poison, and you get thrown back in a time loop in a sense until you solve the issue of them not dying. And so that's what happens when you go through each world, each area, And that's kind of what happens until the point of they survive and they're like, hey, we'll help out basically whenever the time is needed. So in between this, you are thrown into like a time rift with Inori and Agumon. And Inori falls through a time hole, I guess you could call it, and where she's like stuck in like time, I guess.
Distortion in time where she's lost to time, and there's no amount of time travel that can get her back at this point.
Correct. And Agumon goes and follows. He tries to save her. He falls on it as well. Yada yada. And you're by yourself now. And here's the quick catch that like once you play the game, I think playing the game the second through will make you like appreciate these little moments of the game where they're like, oh hey Agumon, what's up? And you're like, what? What are you talking about? Like, cause I know playing it the first time, I was like, I was confused because I was like, why would they be calling Agumon? And then you start clicking small things. I was like, oh, maybe they're either misremembering or like the time. So first, my thought was, their time got effed up because they got lost in the time hole and like things messed up or something. So we found out that's not the case. And you get to a point where I forget what happens at this point. You probably remember more. You get to like another time area where you find Agumon, and this is where you really find out what happens. And so Agumon gets stops time basically, trying to look for Nori. And within this time frame, he keeps making copies of himself to try to find her and try to stop whatever is happening. But one version of himself creates your character and then creates this whole like weird,
it's crazy
time, this timeline where you're the main character per se, and you're like have this whole thing created, this whole light created for you and whatnot, and you have like amnesia, so like you don't know.
Classic.
It's confirmed. I don't think it's confirmed, but I think it's kind of semi hinted at that you don't remember your past, but you just know like how you got to the point where you got to, which is very weird to explain. And that's where you find out that you are one and the same with Agumon. He is you, you are him, and stuff like that, which is it was such a mind-blowing moment for me, at least when that happened, because it was like you're attached to this character. It's you, Inori, and Agumon. It's you three running around trying to, you know, save the world and stuff, and you find out you're not really you're him as well, which is kind of crazy when you think about it like that.
It was really cool. Another, like I said, the game throws a couple twists at you, and that's one of the big ones. And it's a really cool moment. Although, like leading up to it, you're like, I'm Agumon in some way, because there's so many moments where other characters are calling you. Yeah, other characters are calling you Agumon, or like I forget what his title is, like the Protector or the Chosen One or some shit, and they call you that, and it's like, it's like, wait a minute, I'm not Agumon, or am I? And it's pretty cool. It's a really cool moment. I will say one thing. The moment where the time rift happens and Agumon loses Inori and goes after her, for a good chunk of the game, you're without Agumon. And holy shit, do you feel that from a gameplay perspective?
You do.
Because now you have 6 people on your party instead of 7. Because Agumon mops house, man. He kicks ass.
Yeah, he definitely helps. I mean, I don't know about kicks ass, but he's good when he gets to reflect later on. But it felt like what it was for me, it was that sometimes that extra attack on him where it didn't affect my Digimon. And obviously, you know, you can heal him and have your own turns and stuff. He's an extra character, but not really, because he's part of like your group.
He's like a guest character, but you get to control him.
Exactly. And so that's what to me mattered when it felt like that those attacks that, oh, normally they probably would have attacked him a couple of times and he would have tanked it like nothing. You know?
Right.
And that was definitely my feeling on it. Especially once you get the life form, I think was the life form after that situation?
What life form? What do you mean?
His holy form.
Oh,
that was after, right?
Yeah, that's after. You don't get the holy form until after he comes back and joins you
Never
again.
mind.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It's the what's that one attack that you can like make them attack you, but you take like you raise your speed to where they dodge the next attack.
You basically evade it every time.
Early game. Yeah.
Early game, that was a great move. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. What were we gonna say? Yeah. So, what else to it? I think it was the final boss. So, you finally break the loop when you realize that you make Digimon realize, hey, we gotta move forward in life. Like, it is what it is. We lost Inori, but we can find it. But we gotta move forward as a group, and we gotta do this together. And that's when he like breaks the loop, and you go forward. You end up finding Inori, which, spoiler, she doesn't die. I thought she died for a second. I definitely did. I was like, oh, damn, we just lost Inori.
There was no way. I didn't believe it for a second. No way. No shot.
Oh my god.
We're not killing the heroine. Come on.
Yeah. But then you go through the final area. Oh, we almost skipped one person. Plutomon. Plutomon is low key, like super important to the whole story because he knows what happened and how the Titans are being like effed or whatever.
But he has no control over it.
Yeah, you kind of find out. So like, all the Olympus 12s are all like based off Greek and Roman mythology. And you kind of like, I didn't notice, at least for me personally, I didn't realize that he's technically like a 13th Olympus, because he is a he's one of them basically. Right. He is basically Hades. So if anybody knows Greek mythology, Hades was banished from being one of the main gods, and he was the god of the underworld. Yada yada yada. And so it was actually the same concept as Plutomon. And just like Hades a few times, he's actually clutch in helping, learn about what happened. And he actually helps you later on, which I thought was pretty cool to see when you're running through the gauntlet of, those Digimons at the final area. One gripe I think we'll talk about real quick. You get side quests throughout the whole game. And then at the very end of the game, before the final boss happens, it's not even before the final boss, you get them before you go through you run through the final stretch of enemies, yada yada yada, and then the final boss. They dump on you like 20 side quests.
There's so many.
So many side quests. And mind you, because I did it, I beat the final boss twice because I was curious.
To see if there was something more after doing all the side quests.
Yeah. I ran through it just to see the story. And then I did everything afterwards, and then I rebeat it again. Like, it's important, but it's not important. Spoiler on this: if you do all the Royal Knights side quests and you round them all up, there is a difference in the scene when the Royal Knights come to help you.
Oh, so really?
So if you go and do the final boss and you fight Chronomon, the Royal Knights come. If you don't round them up, it's just Omnimon that comes through, and he does certain damage or something like that by himself. Because in the final fight, you fight Chronomon. Royal Knights come. All the Olympus 12 helps you. All that, which is really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
So they come through. He comes through by himself. If you do all the side quests and you get them all, round them all up, they all come through. And I guess Gino's seen this version.
I did see this version. It's sick as fuck.
It's pretty badass to see all of them come through. Because when it's just Omnimon, it's like, all right, damn, Omnimon just out here just by himself soloing. And versus when you have all 13, they come through and fight, which is pretty cool.
That's funny. I didn't know that there was that only Omnimon shows up if you don't do it.
I'm pretty sure if you do like, let's say you do like Jessmon and Gankumon, it'll be just Omni, Jessmon, and Gankumon that shows up. It's just the way it seems like it feels when I did it twice.
Interesting.
It was pretty cool for sure. And I think it impacts his like health at that point. I think
probably
depending on how many of them you get for it. And then you beat Chronosmon. And then That's it. Let me stop.
Basically, Jupitermon has to erase the timeline where Aegiomon and Inori met, because that will stop this whole war, and someone has to take the place of Chronomon, because otherwise time is unrestricted and will do whatever, and that's not good. So Jupitermon lets you go, his basically your alter ego, to watch over Inori. So you get to live on, and you get to see the timeline where Inori and her brother haven't died because Digimon never entered the world, because he died in a Digimon related accident.
Yeah.
A Machinedramon related accident, actually.
True. Which is pretty cool. I thought a cute little ending they did for the game. And it also gave you a hint that she might remember Semi, because you got I think they run into each other. I think
the very last scene, she looks at you and Aegiomon's reflected in her eye instead of you.
Yeah. And so if we ever maybe get a continuation or something, I don't know if we will, but it would be pretty cool to see if it's that she actually remembers, or it's just like a thing for the players to know or something.
Right. Great game though. I thought I don't know. It's hard, man. I don't know if it will stick with me as hard as Cyber Sleuth. Like I feel like Cyber Sleuth's story, like, I don't know, really resonated with me a little harder than Time Strangers, but Time Stranger has such a rich world and so many moving characters in it that makes it feel a lot more what's the word I'm looking for? Like fleshed out than Cyber Sleuth, for example.
Yeah.
Like Cyber Sleuth I like because I really like Kyoko. I really like Cyber Sleuth, spoiler. I mean, if you probably know by this point, but Kyoko becoming Alphamon is such a cool moment. And like,
sure is, yeah.
This moment where you suddenly remember that, holy shit, you guys were all friends who went to the digital world, and now we have to go save Yugo. Like, really cool. I think it's a really cool moment. Whereas this whole thing of, psych, you're actually Aegyiomon, still very cool, but it's harder for you to, I don't know, grasp that for me. I don't know. Like,
I think it's because
you're like a concept, not a person. Where in Cyber Sleuth, you're a person. So
yeah, exactly. You're also a person that becomes data as well, if you think about like that.
That is true. Yes, it is a Digimon story, so you're going to become data at some point.
yeah. No, but I would say the reason why also because it feels more like your traditional like Digimon, where it's a group. Like yes, in the beginning it's like you kind of like fight to be friends, kind of. Like, Arata's a pain in the ass, and Yuko is too, and Yuko is not really there to the very end, and Nokia is the pain in the ass friend that's always with you, but you still,
In Time Stranger, it's you and Inori, and then all the other characters are Digimon.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Basically. And yes, there's other people, obviously, the important characters, so we didn't really talk about it, but there's the
Hiroko is pretty important. She shows up a lot.
Yeah. Yep. And then the scientist, I forget her name right now.
Oh yeah.
She's important.
The blonde chick, Monica Simmons. Monica Simmons.
I think I have the cards. Yeah. No, it's not. I don't have her right now. Yeah, Hiroko is kind of important. Kind of important enough where they made a card. That's how you know she's kind of important.
Well, she's
right?
also she's your likeness is based on her anime that she created. It's like this really cool moment where she's like, I made this anime. She made the anime from the beginning of the game after you. You're the Agent Alpha.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And since you're launched to a different time plane, like that didn't happen in your time zone. And then when she sees you, she creates it in that time. It's so cool. It's like, there's so many cool like time things. I'm sure playing this game a second time, a third time, you'll still discover things that you didn't really catch. And realistically, we're probably getting some things wrong here. We're probably glossing over some important plot points. Feel free to yell at us in the comments. But
I was gonna like mention, but we just kind of kept going with it. Like, also, I know we didn't talk about, but all the Olympus 12 have their own like fleshed out character, which I like Marukimon is really important to the story, feels like. And same with honestly all of them in their own way. Outside of Sarismon just pops up at the very end.
Yeah.
Which is understandable because of the story.
Sarismon is
it makes
Siren
sense why she did. Yeah, I know. But I'm saying like it makes sense why she just pops up at the end, because Saruman goes through hell basically and dies, but it's recovering, and she digivolves into Saruman.
Right.
But yeah, important characters also like the Marsmon and the what's
Callusmon.
Giant bear Callusmon. They're both the Bearmon.
The Bearmon brothers, baby.
The Bearmon brothers. They're very important to the story actually, because he becomes Marsmon, which is crazy. What's really cool is that also,
he's got that chop.
Yeah. What's really cool also that we kind of didn't mention was that like the 8-year time skip from the past to the future is actually a huge difference in the digital world, right? Because in that the Coliseum spot, what was it called? The machine area, something like that.
I think it was literally just called Factory Area.
Factory Area, that's what it was called. Factory Area and 8 years ago was legitimately a factory area where it was all like mainly machine style Digimon or cyborgs. And then it became 8 years later a giant Coliseum.
A Coliseum / nightclub, basically.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy, right? And you see a lot of these differences in them, which is funny as hell to me.
That first time you go back to Central Town after the Titans retake it is pretty crazy too.
Yeah, it is. Because there's a lot, like we mentioned, we were talking about in the graphics section, that it's very like depressing. It's like destroyed. It's a mess. It's like gray and foggy too.
It's cool though, man. The game is good. Okay. Bottom line, good game. What do you give it out of 10 overall?
Man, overall. So here is, I'm gonna preface this because I think as a I'm grading this as a Digimon game, not as a general like JRPG.
Okay.
To me, this is a 9 out of 10 Digimon game, because this is probably the best game ever, most likely. You can probably throw in a couple others that we can argue, but that's a different conversation. If I grade this as a general JRPG, I think this is like no less than an 8. Like, because it's, again, I mentioned before, like a beginner could pick up this game and they can play, and if they enjoy JRPGs and RPGs and stuff like that, they would enjoy this game phenomenally. And that's what I love about it. Like, it's just fantastic story. Yes, there's some story points that are like maybe stupid, or like
feels convoluted,
overly convoluted at times, or like, you know, the story plots don't add up, or they're just like, in certain people's eyes they were like stupid or whatever, like they didn't need it, or they needed to make this more complex. It's a very complex story in the sense like we don't need to make the text per character to be extra. The gameplay, this is the best story game gameplay wise for sure. It's so
by a long shot,
so crisp. Everything about it is so good. Like I mentioned before, all the bosses feel different. It's not like you fighting one boss and it's like, all right, this is how you beat everything else. You have to play it differently each time, which is really good. I remember, not to cut you off, but just to accentuate your point, I fought Zombie Plutomon. And crazy fight. That was one of the hardest fights to me.
So I fought Zombie Plutomon before work one morning, and I underestimated the amount of time that I would have. So I just turned the game off and I'm like, I'll start the fight over. But going into the fight, I equipped one of my guys with Panic Wisp, because he's not immune to confusion. And it felt like such a cool moment because it made the fight so much easier, because before only Gekomon would use a confusion ability on. And then that would help you in the fight. But having my own Panic Wisp made me feel like I was outsmarting the game. Like I picked this thing that was his obvious weakness, and it was working for me, and it was really cool. Sorry, but go on.
No, you're good. That's a valid point. And each of those bosses has those moments where you can do that's like that works for you in that type of way for sure. Instead of just you don't have to brute force it and call it a day. You just do stuff like that, which I thought was so cool to me.
For sure.
Like I mentioned before, graphics phenomenal. It's the best looking Digimon game ever too.
By far.
Obviously we're on a stronger system compared to what older games. The last game was on PS4, and Survive was not that type of game. It was very 2D-ish, so it makes sense why that was the best looking. And CS and Hacker's Memory, I don't remember Hacker's Memory was on it, but CS was based off the Vita, which was transported to PS3, which then was transported to the Switch. So it's not like that had like the best graphics.
For sure.
So like, yeah, this is easily the best. And then like, man, I thought the voiceover fantastic. This is the first fully. This is like 99% voiceover because I think side missions didn't have voicovers. If I remember correctly,
random dialogue and stuff sometimes doesn't have it, but
and so it's rare because previous Digimon games they don't really do voiceovers that often outside certain games, and so it was really cool to be able to hear and have a voice to the text as well and what you would think it would be versus just imagine the whole thing what you would think it would be through like CS or like Hacker's Memory where there was no voiceover at all.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I think as a Digimon game, it's a 9. If I take it as a general video game, I think it's an 8 minimum, and that's it.
I give it both a 9. I think if you enjoy JRPGs and you don't need to know anything about Digimon, you don't even have to really care about the monster collecting genre. I think you can go into this game and just enjoy it. I think it's 9 out of 10 either way.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, there's a couple of things that hold it down, namely I know we're getting long here and we're gonna cut it here soon, but real quick aside, I don't know, maybe probably about 10 years ago now, I started watching Doctor Who. I don't remember what season I watched, but I was watching Doctor Who. And after a while, I just got to this point where I was like, the plot of this episode is going to be resolved by some stupid time thing. And like every episode was just, it's not going to be a character development moment. It's not going to be this. It's not going to be that. It's going to be, oops, wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey. We're solving this because it's a time travel story. And I kind of got sick of that and I didn't like that. And I thought for a long time that because of that, I did not like time travel as a mechanic in a story. It's hard to do well. It really is. And that's not to say Doctor Who is bad. And the first season of Doctor Who that I watched, I loved. I thought it was awesome. It was the second season that I watched after that I was starting to get some fatigue from it. But I think Time Stranger does it really well. Is it a little convoluted at times? Yes. Are there paradoxes? Yes. But I think it's done pretty well. I think if you like JRPGs, you'll like this game. If you like story-driven games, you'll like this game. If you like Digimon, you're going to love this game.
Agreed. 100%.
But I think that's pretty much everything I want to say about Time Stranger. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, that's it for me as well. I think great game. I think this game also last point we'll talk about. There is DLC coming out. We didn't really talk about too much about it. My last
February, is that right?
December. The first December is the first, I believe. I think it's December. They said
sooner
the
than
first
I thought.
DLC package. I think that's what they said. I could be totally wrong. I guess we'll see when it drops. It seems like, I don't know, it's going to be adding more story to it. It's going to be adding at least 6 to 8 Digimon. So they're adding Zortafy, they're adding Ultra B, they're adding Crest Guru and Blitz Greymon. They're adding something else too. I can't think of it right now. I feel like, which is pretty cool. I'm excited to see because this is the first time that Zortafy and Ultra B are going to be in a game outside of Digimon World Next Order.
Right.
So that's exciting to see for me. So if for anyone who thought this was a one and done game, this is going to have additional stuff to look forward to, especially if you get the Game Pass. They confirmed, I think, 3 sets of DLC. I could be wrong. So at least, you know, every couple months you can go back, get your new Digimon, play, add to it, whatever, which is pretty cool. And one more thing, sorry, because they keep doing a lot for this game. Go check out the prelude. It's like about like a 5 minute.
Oh yeah, I forgot to watch
really
that.
cool.
I gotta watch that.
Oh, it's so cool. It's really cool. About 5 minutes on whatever Bandai
it's on YouTube.
thing.
Bandai's official YouTube.
I think so. And basically what it is, it gives us what happened to Inoue's brother. It's really cool. So we find out in story, spoiler, that her brother died and her mother died as well.
Right.
We don't know when the brother dies, but we do know what happens to the mother in this prelude. The prelude shows the Digimon world invading the real world, and the brother's like, "Yo, let me go help someone." And then the guy with the gun, I forget his name, Deputymon, comes in and saves the kid, and then the Deputymon digivolves into Justimon, and then helps fights off. I think it was the Machinegimon, like you mentioned before, to save. But in the, I guess, collateral, the mother dies because she got attacked in like in the debris or something. I don't remember what it was at the moment. And that's how you find out she dies. We don't know how the brother dies, but we can probably guess that he goes with Justimon or something to help, and then maybe dies in that way.
There's a side, one of the side stories says that it has to do with the Machinegimon that you defeat.
Oh, okay. So always Machinegimon. Machinegimon is always a villain in the show. Can never
That's
be
my boy.
a hero. Can never be a hero.
Hey, in 2020, in Adventure 2020, he has a heroic moment.
Machinegimon?
Isn't it? Is it? What? No, what? Hold on. No, it's not 20. It's not Adventure. Okay. Sorry. I remember. It's from Digimon Paradox, the fan thing that Bandai put out, the comics, those official fan comics. We get a heroic Machinegimon there. So go read Paradox.
Wow.
Actually, you need to read Paradox because it's good as fuck.
All right. Yeah, so really cool. They might add on to it in the DLC. We don't know, but go check it out too as you're playing the game. Really good.
For sure.
That's my last thoughts on any other parting words for, you know, the audience, the chat, the listeners, whatever you want to call them.
I'm going to go back in time and start this episode over so I can tell you to like, comment, and subscribe.
Hey, editor, put this in the right front of the video.
That would be so funny.
Yeah,
just
that'd
like
be hilarious.
Put that in the beginning of the video where it's just me saying like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
And then when they get to the end of the episode, it'll be a really good payoff. Oh my god, editor,
that'd
please
be hilarious.
Do that.
That'd be hilarious. Editor, put it down. Hopefully you do it. All right. That being said, we'll catch you in the next one.
Peace out.